What up, what up, what up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Young SMOOVE. That's me. Let's go. Yo, I'm coming at you with some of the hottest, dopest interviews from my city, your city. You already know what it is. And not to mention the fact, I got my R&B only that I'm coming back to on TikTok. Where we jam out to the hottest R&B. Keep in mind, we're going to chop it up, hear about the latest and greatest in hip-hop and more with my good friends and good times. And if you ain't watching, what's wrong with you, bitch? Either way, push the damn button and let's start the show. Yeah, let's go. What up, what up, what up, y'all? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy, Young SMOOVE, and I am back once again in the interview series, which I have told y'all. It is happening. It is going down, basement. But right now, the queen again. But I can't even count anymore. I really can't even count anymore because if it was not for this amazing woman over here to what technically is my, I'm assuming my life, but whatever. When I tell you, start from the underground in my apartment when I first started this.
Yes.
Big energy. Shout out to Queen Neffy in the building. Neffy raps in the motherfucking building. Rap
Yeah.
bitch, take it right with bitches under. You feel me? Loch Ness monster out this bitch. Hey,
From the
that was a good time.
beginning. What's up, Young Smoove? I'm glad to be back, man. I'm glad you're still doing your thing. Yes, you know how far we go back. We go
We
back
go
to when I
back.
had the Caesar, the
Uh-huh.
regular.
Yeah, yeah,
That was a
yeah,
long time ago. What
yeah.
we talking? 2009,
Ah. Those days.
2010? I don't know. Long time
When I tell you it's so bad, I don't remember what it is, but I do know that Google knows what it is and it comes up.
ago.
Google knows what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But not only that, it's like this is my friend, so I know it's gonna look and feel a little bit different than a lot of interviews. But the bottom line is this is the same friend that when I didn't know what I was doing or how I was doing it, still rocked with me in doing my podcast and was like, "Hey, I got you. We'll do whatever." I still no, I lost my Neffy cup, which I'm so pissed about. But I had a Neffy cup. In this room that I'm in now, I still have the original CD for
What?
Raw and Uncut. I have your CD and
Wow.
I have Colada CD, which are over on the far side. So as you can see, all the Funko Pops that are back here, that's usually all the guys and myself, and all the women are on the other side, and you and Colada are over there. I still have the physical manifestation of CDs. When I designed this room, I designed it to make sure that those things were still over
Yes, thank you so much. Oh my
there.
God, memories, raw and uncut. That was a major moment for
When
me.
I tell
Yes,
you, take us back to Raw and Uncut. Like what was that feeling? Because you were on a high during that time.
yes. Man, raw and uncut. What can I say? That probably is one of my most, you know, I guess proud bodies of work. Just
Mm.
being able to be authentic, and it kind of that was kind of like a break because I really okay. I'm on my third name change, but I
Sure.
really, I used to go by Nefertiti
Vertiti.
with
Mm-hmm.
the two eyes,
Mm-hmm.
Neffertii.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when I was kind of in my hip hop. I'm going to out rap everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just go bar for bar, gully on it. Like, that's when I really was in that bag as Nefertiti. Like, I felt like
Mm-hmm.
I had something to prove as a lyricist because back then it was still cool to be a lyricist, right?
Yeah.
Like, especially coming from a place like Baltimore, like, you couldn't come out of there with bubblegum rap. Like
Right.
niggas
Right.
wasn't here back then.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I started. Like I wanted everybody like, yo, she can actually rap. And so
Mm-hmm.
people, yeah, you sound like Left Eye. You sound like I used to get Roxanne Shante, or you sound like this.
Definitely.
That. So then, I was like, okay, that's all well and fine. But when I met Chris Gotti, I was signed to him on a distribution deal for two
Mm-hmm.
years
Mm-hmm.
him, and he loved my talent. He loved how I sounded. That's why they signed me. But when he said, "Yeah, you know, you kind of in a hip hop boom bap lane," he was like, "It's gonna be harder to break you, but you'll have your audience, you'll have your tribe." So when he said that, I was like, "All right." I respect his, you know, he's been in the industry and worked with the greats, of
Mm-hmm.
course, you know, as
Mm-hmm.
VP of Murder Inc. He was working with heavy hitters and people that was making hit records. So I was like, you know what? Let me show some versatility. Let me rap, but also give some R&B, also give some pop. Da, 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 da. So when I wrote Raw and Uncut, that was really kind of, I wanted to take my fans, my listeners on a journey and show my versatility. And so that was how that whole thing came about. So man, anyway,
But let me tell you something. When it comes to raw and uncut, I am in my feels.
why?
I'm in my feels because you don't. Okay, so this is gonna be real shit. I can't believe I'm going here again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my feels with raw and uncut because it's a moment in time for
Mm,
me.
yeah.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I got a chance to rock stages with you. I
Yes.
got a chance to. I that was a time of me pushing my levels of creativity. It was freeing. Like, girl, I can't listen to the kickback without almost shedding a goddamn tear.
My mom liked
You,
that record too. I'm like,
you
Ma,
know what
you
I'm saying? Like,
what you
right,
know about a kickback?
right. And then it's just like kickback or Lotus or any of that, and I'm just like, oh my god. And it's a time, and then it's just like even coming with the whole thing with like bringing Al with me and creating that, and then because again, if it wasn't for you and you inviting me because he couldn't make it that day, but you inviting me to the listening party for Raw and Uncut, I would have never met Colada. Hence, I would have
Right.
never gotten into the Gold Room. Hence, I would, you know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah.
small things trickle because God will put you in spaces, and it's
Yeah.
about working it all the time. And so, to me, to hear those both of those albums between yours and Colada's, I'm always in like an emotional state because I'm like that was a time.
It was a
That was
time. A
it
time
was
was had.
a time was had, and that's all we can say. But I'm just saying a time was had.
Time was had.
Now, the
Yes.
last time that you were here, you were already making money, but now the resume has grown
Yes.
exponentially, and
Yes.
you're adding mommy to that resume at this particular
Ooh,
point.
yes.
So, describe who Neffy is today compared to when we first sat down.
So I would definitely say today I'm definitely a multi hyphenate. Okay. So I came into it like I'm a rap, I'm gonna be an artist. But I felt like after a while, especially after I moved to Dallas, I felt like I had so much more to offer of myself
Mhm.
and so much more to do. So like a lot of people might not know this, but I was a poet and a writer before I was a rapper. And I actually like started rapping when I was really young. Like my dad used to like, you know, DJ and stuff, and so he would. And my parents always was listening to music, but I really started out as a poet, as a writer. And so once I moved to Dallas, I was on like a media run, you know, because
Mhm.
at the time I was still pushing Raw and Uncut. It had really just dropped. And then I think I dropped Lotus.
Yes,
I dropped Motives,
motives and then
and we went
Lotus.
to Atlanta to shoot the video
Mhm.
at was it Highly Unique Warehouse. Shout out to my guy E. We went to it. Me and Ron went to Atlanta to shoot the Motors video. Came back home, did the Lotus video, and
Mhm.
then I want to say probably within a couple months I moved to Dallas because
Yep.
literally right when I had signed with Chris and them, they wanted to do the process video. And you
Yes,
remember when
which
they
I
came
am
to
in, by the way.
Baltimore, which you were in. They came to Baltimore to do the process video, and so I was in Dallas visiting, like scoping it out, trying to figure out where I wanted to live. And they, you know, in the music industry, everything is last minute. These
Mhm.
niggas called me like, Neffy, we in Baltimore, we want to shoot the video tomorrow. I'm like, I'm in Dallas. Like, give me a second to get back. So they
Mhm.
actually waited a day until I came back to shoot it.
Yeah.
But long story short, when I came here, I was on a media tour, you know, promoting the album, trying to really get my feet wet. Cause you know me, I'm the type of person I'm gonna walk in the room and I'm gonna shake everybody's hand. I want everybody to know who I am, what I do. Like that's how I've
Yep.
made my connections and done my networking like over the years.
Mhm.
So I'm on my media tour and I go to a particular independent station called Power 214. And I'm just talking my big shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm on. I just toured 2 days with Ja Rule. I'm doing
Right.
this. I'm just saying everything that because really in this game you don't get respected until you let people know who you are. I came in
Hmm.
real humble, like man, I don't got to do all that, but you're not gonna gain the respect until people know who you are and what you do. So I'm just
Right.
talking big talk. And so the owner of the station, was like after my interview, he was like, "Have you ever thought about doing radio?" I said, well, I like to talk. I gotta, I feel like I have something to say. I never thought about it, but it's something that I would do. He was like, well, how would you feel if I gave you your own show up here? Mind you, I'm new. I don't
Right.
even think I had been in Dallas for a month yet.
Hmm.
And the station was nice. Like it was a vibe. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So he put me on like Sundays, and this was like football season.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
like, well, okay, I'll take it. Because I'm the type of person I'm going to take, if an opportunity is presented and it seems like it could work in my favor, I'm at least try because I don't want to ever have no regrets. Like, man, I had the opportunity to do this and I didn't do it.
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, okay, let's do Sundays, whatever. So at first, I didn't know what I was doing. I was coming with like pieces of
Welcome to
paper
my
this long,
world. Welcome to my world.
trying to
Okay.
make sure I was like staying on topic, and after a while, I really just learned the ropes. I was like learning how to interview, learning how to listen to people, pull from what they're saying. It was
And
all a
right.
process. So initially, he was like, "I'll help you get a couple guests." So he helped me get a couple guests initially, but after a while, like once that thing got popping, it went from that to flash forward like a year later.
Hmm.
I was having so many guests. I was having people fly out from different cities. I went from Sundays to 3 days a week.
Right.
I was doing like Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and would have multiple, like I was switching artists out. It was so many people coming. Like the
Yeah.
marketing was on, the PR was on. Everybody was like, yo, I'm trying to get on. So that was organic for me, becoming a personality for radio and podcasting. I ain't gonna say it fell in my lap, but from that one situation, I was able to branch off, open my own radio station, which later
Hmm.
became a podcast, and kind of do it on my own because really we had outgrown what was going on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was like, man, so that's really how the podcasting piece happened. So I was like, yo, every time an artist come, they was saying, yo, where can I perform? Or I'm trying to do media. I'm trying to do press because people was coming from California, from New York. People was coming from back home. People was coming from Oklahoma. These artists that were indie artists, being an artist is difficult sometimes to get media,
Oh
get
yeah, for
press.
sure.
If you're
And I think
not
that's why I think that's why we do what we do.
that's why we do what we do.
Hmm.
So once there was a need, because sometimes cities can gatekeep too. I've been blessed enough. I met some awesome people here who have kind of taken me under their wing, showed me the ropes, and really kind of just accepted me in as an outsider, really.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that helped too. But after a while, all the artists wanted other stuff to do. So that's what prompted me to launch my own business, Major Zone Music LLC,
Hmm.
where I started. It's like, okay, artists want shows, we gonna throw shows. Artists want press, I network with all the local stations, all the local podcasts. I can get you press, right? I became the plug, which to me was bigger than me just being an artist. Like I'm
Hmm.
the person the artists are now going to do what they need to do. And so that thing just kind of, how you take a step and you just keep going and things start happening. I felt like that
Exactly.
organically happened for me. And that's how I knew that I needed to be more than just an artist.
Hmm.
So, we
Although
started the new.
we missed the pen.
What we miss?
We missed the pen. I need more pen.
Okay, listen. Yes, and everybody's like, "Yo, when you gonna drop some more music? When you gonna drop some more music?" And the crazy part is, the catalog is crazy. I have so much unreleased music,
Hmm.
but I'm just a different person than I was.
Now, yeah.
I'm a different woman. I'm a mom now. And it doesn't mean, I'm not gonna do music. I still write. Like I
Hmm.
said, I'm sitting on music.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm rebranding as an artist. So you're
Hmm.
not gonna get 18th Dynasty Neffy. You're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna get raw and uncut Neffy. This is like
Mm-hmm.
grown woman Neffy. I keep telling everybody I'm about to start a band. Okay,
I hear you.
you about to get some
But I would
different
love
energy.
to. I would love to get grown woman Neffy, mom
Yes.
Neffy in the raw and uncut mode. And what I mean by that mode is that mode of that hustle, that
Yeah.
back to that hustle to be like, hey, I'm still rocking stages because we've seen so many femcs do it. They're doing it. They are out here. They are mommying and they are rocking these stages and being unapologetic because we've had for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, seven actually, I say seven, the bad bitch renaissance. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely, absolutely. And I
the
feel
bad
like
bitch
the
renaissance
game
is out here.
needs they
Yeah,
need, it's so many women that can identify with this era that I'm in right now.
yeah,
But I feel like people don't talk a lot enough about how motherhood changes you
yeah.
and how it takes a while to get back to you really become a different person. And it's
Hmm.
hard to describe because I would have never seen it coming until it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
But you become a different version of yourself.
Hmm.
So it's like my son's 1 now. So he's still
So
fresh, I
handsome,
ain't been out
so
the game.
handsome.
And like I'm gonna get back to the shows because I throw shows and I perform at the shows that I throw.
Hmm.
So it's not like I stopped hitting stages. I just started doing other things besides just being an artist. And so I
Hmm.
would perform at my own shows where I'm
Right.
putting other artists on and I'm also hitting the stage. But being a mom, it really just there's an adjustment that happens because it's like once you first have the baby, the first couple months. First of all, I couldn't sit on my butt for like 3 weeks. That
Oh
it
my
hurt.
Jesus.
Okay, let's talk about that.
For the love.
And and then it's like you get so caught up in okay, the baby's eating every 2 hours. You're not sleeping. It's
Did
it's
you
very
breastfeed?
it's demanding. I did not breastfeed.
Hmm.
Did not breastfeed. I thought about it.
Yeah,
I was producing milk, but I
yeah,
chose not to feed.
yeah.
But he's thriving. He's brilliant. He's doing just fine. But it really is an adjustment. So I had a fast lifestyle. Every
Hmm.
day was I'm doing something, I'm performing, or I'm trying to do press, or I'm doing photo shoots, or I'm in the studio. It was a fast life.
Hmm.
So as a mom, I mean, for me personally, it's like I want to enjoy what this is. They only small for but so long. Like you blink, he gonna be 10.
Hmm.
So I actually made a conscious decision to sit back for 1 second and enjoy what this is. So that was
So
done intentionally.
cute. You know
You
he's
know,
my style. You know that's my style mood board.
I
You
was like, I want to be in this. I don't want to be like, Mom, watch the baby. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I
right.
wanted to enjoy what that is. So,
Exactly.
and
And
then,
I think that also, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but that also causes for there not to be a trauma or drama in any
yeah,
kind of way because
yeah,
you're physically there and people don't understand a lot of times because we see the especially on the men's side of it, we see like the Nick Cannons and so on
they
and so
keep
forth.
going.
And you keep going, but you keep
Yeah,
going. But here's the thing: you, as a black man, are perpetuating the ultimate stereotype of a broken home. You cannot. My daddy had 4 children by 4 different women, and that is 8 personalities. I will
mm,
always say that. And it behooves me as the oldest, one of the oldest children, because mind you, you was a hoe out these streets.
mm-hmm,
Nobody got to lie about it. Me and my sister are 3 months apart. That's crazy. That's
mm-hmm,
crazy work. So at some point, you create all of this level of division. So for you to take and say, hey, look, check this out. I
mm-hmm.
need to be in mommy mode. I need to
Yeah,
be mommy so that your son is aware of who I am. And then
exactly.
when the world gets a hold of it again, because they will, he can
They
be like, oh,
will.
that's my mom. I always do that. That's what she do.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
already bring him into my world. Like he's been to the pod, he's
Hmm.
been to the recording. So he knows a little bit, about what I do. But really, it that was intentional for me, and I
Yeah, I
knew
love
my fans
intention.
wouldn't be extremely happy about that, but it was intentional. And then just to add to that piece, you have to get back to knowing that you're that girl. This is just a real transparent moment for me. Like once I got pregnant, and let me back up. I didn't just wind up pregnant, right?
Hmm.
I could see my child through a donor.
Hmm.
So all of that was intentional.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so I made this decision at this point in my life. This was something that I wanted to do. And then on top of that, once you get pregnant and your hormones are out of whack, I gained weight. So it's, as a woman, it's a lot that you go through post baby.
Hmm.
So for me, it has been not only enjoying that moment, but getting to the new version of me and presenting myself as that new woman, as
Right.
an artist, as
And that new happy.
and that new happy, exactly.
Mhm. And that new
So
happy.
I don't think a lot of people are transparent about that, but that's the real, like, that's what you go through. Your
Yeah.
body's gonna be different, your mind is different, how you move every day. Like, I had to get used to waking up and I'm not thinking about me now.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
second I wake up, it's about him.
Right.
Whatever I
Because you
gotta
know,
do
back in the day,
outside
it used
of
to be
work,
it used to be 2 a.m. in the backwood. But I'm just saying,
hey.
like
So
back
it's
in the
like,
day.
oh,
Uh,
okay, AI,
sorry, that
let's
was a camera thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead. If it will do what it do, which angers my soul because I forget that I talk with my hands. That's a shame.
no,
Go
it's all
ahead.
good.
Hmm.
The
But
camera
yeah,
is,
like it changes. It's definitely
it changes you.
a
Yeah.
change, and I think that men we have to look at it from a certain standpoint. So for me, for a for a couple that doesn't have children, but we by divine intervention help everybody else's children, it still takes a lot because
Yeah.
I have to find that tiptoe balance of being like I can still be a paternal figure, but also hey, I gotta pull back a little bit because you're not necessarily my child. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you gotta love on them in a certain kind of way. So,
Right.
but it takes a lot when like we were talking off camera about like the death of my uncle. I understand that rebranding and re-getting yourself back together and re-putting yourself back into position to be like, hey, I gotta get and be front facing again. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly, exactly. So that to me, initially it was a challenge, especially the first couple months, like getting
Sure.
back to my everyday. What does everyday look like now?
It's all about that
Right?
new normal.
It's a new normal. Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. But the beautiful thing is I kind of bring him into my world. So instead of trying to like keep it as two separate things, like I want him to know, okay, my mommy makes music.
Yeah.
My mommy's a podcaster. My mommy owns this marketing, PR, and branding company. Like, he's gonna know and he's in it. Like, he's already met people at the pod. Like, he's his own celebrity in his own right, to be honest. Like, people come to the pod like, where the baby at?
I've already
Like, he
said that is my fashion icon. Okay, people have Zendaya on their mood board. Whomever all the fashion girlies are, the fashion houses. Okay, that is my fashion icon. I have seen
yeah.
several pictures that the baby has been in, and I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna wear that. like,
Okay.
I've literally looked at it on your posts and been like, I need to create that in adult style because I need
Drip
that
or
for my.
drown. You
You know
listen.
what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna come no other way when it come to baby boy.
I'm
He
just
got to be
saying. I was like, you
dressed
know
to the
what?
nine.
And then the funnier part about it is it's low key. I think he had only one color set, and it was the wave of the color that they had. It's like it was like army green or khaki or something like that. Whatever he had on, I
Yeah,
was like, low key. I got on the same shit right now.
that was the Juneteenth. His Juneteenth
Duty
outfit.
shit, right? I was like, low key. I literally have on the same thing right now. Like that is hilarious, hilarious. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, me and Shorty, yeah, we rocks off all the clothes. And also,
yeah.
that's another good question because I just heard myself think about it. Like,
Hmm.
how do you keep him Dallas and Baltimore at the same time? Like, how do you keep him grounded in that world?
Well, right now I tell him low key he's a Baltimorean, even
You don't
though
know.
he's a
He is
Texan. But
right.
see, he's not constantly around. Since he's constantly around us, he hears us talk. Like, I
Hmm.
don't know if he's gonna talk like us or if he's gonna talk like a Texan yet. I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
I
Right.
guess we gotta see. Cause right now he's saying about 5 words.
Yeah.
He's saying mama, baba,
Hmm.
Buki, Elmo,
Yeah. Because we love Elmo. Okay.
and thank you.
And that's it. And at
So
least there is a thank you in there.
and thank you. He'd be like, thank you. I'd be like,
I
oh,
love
you what's up?
that.
But yeah, I it's tough, but his family is rooted there. So,
Yeah.
I just try to expose him to a little bit of both, because
Hmm.
even though I'm in Dallas, I'm still so Baltimore. Like, I still have yet to put on a cowboy hat. I told myself I'm gonna do it
Same.
this year. But
That's
and I did buy
unnecessary.
myself some boots though. I bought myself some bad boots
That's because of Beyonce.
because of
That's because of Beyonce. But you
shout
know
out to
what?
Queen
Here's the
B.
thing, though. I think what people don't realize. So, what I didn't understand about the cowboy culture in Dallas and Texas in general, the boot is a thing. It is
Year
not.
round.
It's a year-round thing. It's not cheap, and it's not. It's very very heavy.
Yes.
like like when
And
they
they
be
wear
talking
the
about the,
boots in the summer. It could be
that's what I'm saying.
105 degrees. They got them boots on.
I said, my God, the day. My God, the day. Actually, I love it. I remember I told you were my very first trip to go on a plane, period, to go see you in
Wow.
Dallas, which was, I never
Yes.
said anything. Everybody was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead, bite the bullet, and I'm going to
Hmm.
go do it. I had the most amazing time. Recently, for my birthday this year, as we were just talking about, I was in Houston.
I know, and I would have came to meet you, but I was
Yeah,
home. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be home. How you gonna be here and I'm gonna be home?"
that was
Yeah,
crazy. I was like,
yeah.
but it just happened. It was a work thing, and then I am tempted to talk to her about moving to Texas. I am so tempted
Please, you and wifey, y'all might as well come. Let's
because
just
it's
do a
gonna be good.
whole conglomerate
Yeah.
and just just do a big takeover. Like I'm getting back to all of the things, and it's
Hmm.
felt wonderful. It's felt beautiful, and I'm even. I was actually just talking to my homegirl. Shout out to Amber about doing a winter drip fest in January. So I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
you posted.
Okay.
But that would be my sixth drip fest
Drip fast, right?
concert
Hmm.
series since I've been here.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we've done drip fest and we've done vibe fest.
Hmm.
And so I mean when I say a big success, a girl coming from another place to come here and be able to pull off shows of that
Ate it
magnitude.
down, ate it down since you have been
Listen,
there.
Listen, we've honored or had performers, literally some of the biggest names in Dallas. You know, Texas is huge. There's millions and
Huge.
millions and millions of people. So like we've had people that would be equivalent to like Baltimore superstars.
Hmm.
They've come and done my shows, or we've honored them. Like for example, Big Tuck,
Hmm.
major Dallas, just all around artist and somebody that people respect. He performed at like my second Drip Fest, had it
Right.
lit. They had strippers. They was throwing ones. It got crazy. Um,
I think I was at
Fat,
Drip Fest 4. I think I was at
I
4.
think you were at 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
we've honored Fat Pimp. We've given like awards to some of the major players in Dallas. We had Mr. Lucci. He came and performed and showed love. We honored him. We even had the GS boys who do the Stinky Leg. They came, did
Hmm.
Drip Fest 4. It was a monkey in there, Drip Fest 5. Like somebody bought a pet monkey. I mean, it just started to get crazy. And
Yeah.
so I really truly have been blessed to be able to come to a new place and really kind of just make my stamp in a different way.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
talking about like my first Drip Fest, um, JS1 came down
I remember you said that.
and Bam hosted that one.
See?
Pat, we had about 200, 250 people in there. Like it was
Was
even
it in the
people
same
outside.
spot or
No,
did it
I've
change
done
spots?
like 3 or 4 different venues. So the
Hmm.
venue where you came, I only did that venue once because it's a
Hmm.
little further out
Yeah.
from the city. So I only did that venue one time. Shout out to Rail Club Live.
Hmm.
But we've done Club Dada most of the time. I think we did 3 of them there. And then we did okay, wait. Green Elephant. We did the Green Elephant. And that's
It's
the one
mommy brain.
that
It's gonna happen quite frequently.
listen, I'm still trying to get it back. That's the one Bam came, but it was people couldn't even get in after a while.
Yeah.
So for me, that's just like, man, I just feel blessed. I'm blessed to be able to still do what I love, but do it
Hmm.
on the next level. Become the plug, not just the artist, but also the plug.
Yeah.
That's just so rewarding to me.
And you know what I
And
love about this is why I love having conversations with you because you hit topics that I was like, I'm already through that. I'm through that. I
you
can't talk about
know, I talk a lot, so
because well, no, 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 and that's not a bad thing. It's just that you and I organically can hit this every single time.
yes,
And I'm just like, I'm looking through it and I'm like, yeah, we're talking about Drip Fest. Yeah, we did that. Like we're doing
yes.
this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Um, so we also touched with it, but let's take a minute and go back a little bit. Like,
mm-hmm.
who was how does this hustle differ now? Like, if you could see that hustle from the barbershop days, the season fade, to the girl that had to grind and was like, I'm gonna bar it up every single time, to this entrepreneur now.
Mhm.
How have those grinds changed throughout the years?
Well, for me, I probably would say, or at least my first point would be, it went from asking for a seat at the table to knowing how important it is to create my
Eat
own
your own
table,
table. Hmm.
and then put people around me who, one, want to see me win, and two, are just as hungry as me. Because you go through a lot in the industry, right? You trying to make it, and you trying to weed through who's trying to take advantage and who's really for you, and
Hmm.
it's a lot, and where to spend your money, because you gotta put up the bag for your marketing and your look and all the thing, your videos, especially when you're indie. So it really was just making sure that, okay, I need to create my own version of what success looks like. And that was like a big shift for me. Like, I'm gonna create a table. And
Yeah.
so nobody can out hustle me when I'm hustling for myself and not necessarily asking somebody to put me on. I'm gonna
Hmm.
get on whether you put me on or not.
Right.
And then that's kind of where my mentality was after a while. So, and then having my son just gives me a whole nother level of, you probably hear him in the
I
background
just
now.
heard him. Yeah. Yeah.
um Gives me a whole like another level of, I want him to see what hard work looks like. I want him
Yeah.
to see, at least if you put your mind to something and you give it your all and you're genuine, then you can really do whatever you want to do. Because
Yeah.
looking back, when I was a teenager, no one could have told me that I would have been able to do some of the stuff I did today. Like, even when I first met you, like back then when we was doing shows in Romel's barbershop,
Girl, what?
and he would have the stripper parties in there and stuff.
Baby, all the
We
things.
listen, we used to be wild and crazy.
Crazy.
But
Okay.
you flash forward, I would have never like
Yeah.
imagined myself where I am. So I would say just that hustle comes from just wanting it bad enough and wanting to show not only myself but my son like what success really
Yeah.
is. And it
And
sounds so cliche, but that's what drives me.
no, and you know what? And I agree with that because that becomes part of my motivation too. Because it had to be when we talked about like my fitness journey, which has been a thing constantly with ups and downs. Because we'll tell nobody that it's over. It's very ups
Same,
and downs.
listen.
Okay, but
Same.
right, but it's things like I'm one of your good friends. I want to be an example for your son as a man that would be around to say, "Hey, damn, look at
Mhm.
Uncle Troy. Uncle Troy doing it out." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And,
And he
and those
needs
are
that.
things. You know
He
what I mean?
needs that.
And I
Yeah.
think everybody does. The other day, my niece, my stepmother called me because my niece yelled to her. She said, "Nene, I need you to call Uncle Toy because I love him and I miss him." And I'm just like, oh shit. So she calls me and makes her repeat what she said. And
Mhm.
it keeps me filled. And she has become my why. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Too. I love my sister. That's hands down. But because
mhm.
she's now had a baby, I'm like, that's my new why. I need
Yes.
to be healthier. I need to figure it all out for that. And I think we talked about this several times. There's no blueprint to this. There's no
Mhm.
blueprint. We just kind of
Yeah.
come into it and be like, hey, let me figure it out. And people either open the doors. And one great thing about you is that you take opportunity. You're like, hey, there's that opportunity. Let me get
Mhm.
it. How do you know when that opportunity feels right?
So I've gotten better at realizing what opportunities are good for me and which ones are not good for me. But a lot of people, um, and don't get me wrong, I'm serious about my coin.
Hmm.
Okay, I got to keep up with this lifestyle.
Right.
But and I want to just do well in life overall. But sometimes I think artists make a mistake because they think that, one, they should get paid for everything that they do, and two, that you shouldn't take on gigs that don't give you immediate money.
Right.
So the thing is, sometimes the opportunity can be bigger than the money because you use the opportunity to go then make money.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like with
Hmm.
my business majors on music, when I started on that pod, I did it for free. When I
Yeah.
started on initially, well, let's use initially.
Mm-hmm.
When I started on Power 214, it was the opportunity to I'm in a new place and there are millions of people here. You know, I love my hometown, but it ain't that big over there. It's
It's
a
not.
lot of people to touch here. So I was like, yo, I'm new. I can really like reach a lot of people. I'm gonna take this. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not getting paid right now, but I'm gonna take it. So what happened was I was able to then start getting paid. Like my
Yeah.
podcast became so big that there eventually was a fee to be featured on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Just like off the porch or anywhere else, artists don't realize, even new artists, they'd be like, yo, put me on your show, put me on your show. You don't realize it costs money to have a podcast studio.
Yeah.
It costs, and time is money.
Mm-hmm.
So if I, and you ain't sitting with just any old random person, like you
Yeah.
sitting, you talking to somebody who really is in this industry, has connections in this industry. So
Mm-hmm.
you, for me, like you got to realize you build your own value, but you got to
Mm-hmm.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's picking opportunities that I'm like, okay, if it's a paid opportunity, that's my favorite. That's the best. I like
Who does
my
not love
coin.
that? Right.
Okay. I love to travel and I like nice clothes and to look cute and all the things. And you know, I
Mm-hmm.
like to have some savings in the bank. So
Right.
I love the paid gigs, but sometimes you have to look at what something can bring you. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people think like in the right now. They can't see what's how the saying go. The forest full of trees or whatever the old
For
folks
the
say.
trees in front of, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm trying to they don't see that.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned just from experience in the game that sometimes you gotta use a little nugget and then it's up to
Yeah.
you to make that work for you. And I think over time I got good at that and that helped with my success and
Yeah.
everything too. Like I'm gonna take this nugget and then I'm gonna build something major from it.
Yeah.
And so, but you got to know that you do have to weed out the people who's trying to use your status, or
Yeah.
like if you got a decent social media following, or you know, you get a lot of engagement. Somebody might see that, be like, "Yo, post me." No,
Yeah.
bro, it's gonna cost you for me to post you. It's actually gonna cost you. You
See,
feel
for
me?
me, I no longer care about any of that because what I
Hmm.
do in this arena is strictly for the love of it. Because
Yeah,
I've done it so long, I've only invested in me and I've only invested in it, like period. And
yeah.
I I'm blessed because to restart this interview series, every
Hmm.
call was a yes.
Yes, that's
Every call
beautiful.
was a yes, every
Hmm.
single one of them, and it was like I got overwhelmed for a minute. I was like, oh, okay, but it's God's way of saying, put your ass back in the game, put your ass
Yes,
back in the game, and I literally every single call was a yes, and I'm like, oh, there are gonna be guests on this that you're gonna be like, oh, how'd you get that? How'd you get
yeah,
because I authentically want to be in a space of these are my people. You know,
yeah.
these are people that are the movers and shakers. These are the people that you should also look at while you're looking at me.
And that's
And
key too. When it comes to the movers and shakers, it is a different story.
yeah,
It's a different, and it's, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's levels to it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's levels to it. Like, for example, I had Grammy nominated producer Mr. Lee on my
Mm-hmm,
pod.
mm-hmm.
It would be a fool to be like, it's gonna cost you to be like you actually bring something to me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're spending your time to sit with me. So
Mm-hmm,
it is levels to it. And
yeah,
there are times even where I'll come across some of my music and I like it. I'm just like, yo, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. I'm gonna put this on my weekly um
playlist.
artist of the week playlist. I
Mm-hmm,
do that every week. Like every week, sometimes I just hear artists that I like, not necessarily artists that reach out like, yo, what I need to do to be featured. There are artists I just come across and be like, yo, I love this record. I'm gonna feature your song. And artists really are thankful. And sometimes I make lasting connections with people.
because of
Like
that.
yo, Neffy, you played the record when nobody else was listening to it. Like you don't know how
Mm-hmm.
many artists over the years that really are grateful for that. So I do get doing it for the love. I think you got to have the balance
Yeah,
because you
and
got to
I'm
eat,
yeah, yeah.
but you also want to do it for the love. You want to show that love. So
And
it's oh, it,
I'm in that space of going back to go grab this bag. You know what I'm saying to you? Because
mm,
it I have to look at it and shout out to Alvin, shout out to Obstacle Beats. I he such a great person. I'm in such an emotional space in my life, but he
Mm-hmm.
made me think about it like nobody was doing what I was doing before
Mm-hmm.
I got here. Like there
Yeah.
was no one in this space in this city
Mm-hmm.
before I got here, and I was like, you're right. There, I mean, there were, but they weren't. It wasn't like this. It didn't feel like the rest of the podcasts that you hear that you listen to,
Yeah.
and
You had your own niche.
it was that, and that
Yeah.
was the thing, and I was like, hey, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then I have been able to in the realm of changing it up, I've changed it up every single time. When we didn't work together anymore, it was let's change it to Kicking It with Young Smoove.
Mm-hmm.
When it when I want to go into a different direction, which I'm going to, which we talked about earlier, it came to me because I said it. You know what I'm saying to you? It's all about manifestation,
Yes.
and that's my new goal is to manifest the things. Not to mention the fact I even got a vision board over here that I'm going to be working on very soon, which is nice.
Yes, vision board. Listen,
Vision
vision
boards
boards
are
work.
and they're
They
important.
work.
They are
They
important.
work. They absolutely work. But no, I've always been so proud of you. I mean, you had me
Thank you.
on the pod so many times. Like it gave me also a platform. And I used to do media back home. Like
Right.
one person I always knew that was gonna have me was Young Smooth. Like it didn't matter what was
Yes.
going on.
Yeah,
But
and I drop everything for you in a heartbeat and in a minute, and I
yeah.
mean that wholeheartedly.
And you'd be
Yeah.
like, all right, Neffy, you got a new record, you doing this, da, da, da. Come talk about it every single
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, artists do need that, especially in the current scope of music right now. To me, music is in like a weird place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially hip hop and rap music. Like, I don't know if you saw the statistics, but like it was like one of the lowest charting years for hip hop. Like
Yeah.
just it was like not a lot of projects with there were a few that did really well, but
Yeah.
overall it's in a weird space. So I think, especially with what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the world, and the
Yeah.
politics and all the things, I think, I think it's going to be a shift.
Yeah.
Right, people are looking for something. There are people have voids, and because shit is depressing. You scroll on your phone sometimes, or you turn on the news. It's like, so I think there is definitely going to be a shift, and I'm definitely ready to ride that wave because I'm ready to kind of just give a different energy, like
And I
same
think
energy,
yeah, but I
but
think that your energy of remember when you covered in the beginning part the boom bap portion of it all.
yeah,
I think that people want the real. We're tired. We're
yeah,
at a point where we talked about earlier the bad bitch aesthetic. That bad bitch aesthetic is actually leaving. Very,
yes,
very so
is
many of the celebrities are like, oh, let me take these ass shots out. Like it doesn't work. Which again, I don't know what y'all were thinking. That is ridiculous. Okay,
yeah,
I don't know why you buying titties when you got socks on, but but just in general, like the bad bitch aesthetic is coming down.
yeah,
The walls of it are just kind of coming down. The veneer is coming down. Who we are as a society, whatever the sexuality is, any of that, all of that veneer is starting to come down, and
yeah,
people are seeing it. And I believe people want. I think what I personally think what people want more than anything is to be challenged. And if
yeah,
Kendrick did not put that into your perspective of being challenged, we watched that video. Not only did we watch the video, we watched the video, and there are other videos on YouTube analyzing it, like
hmm,
scoping it out and being like, oh, what does he mean by that? Oh, he got the owl. Oh, he beating the owl. Oh, meaning this OVO talking about Drake. And it's just like, we're excited for that. We want the
yeah,
Easter eggs in the music. You know what I mean? And you and I come from a time where lyricism and words meant things. Like,
they mattered, yeah,
yeah, I would always talk about like the first time I ever heard Lauren Hill say, and defecating on your microphone, I was younger and I had no idea what defecating means. And then I
hmm,
asked my science teacher, and he was like, it means poop or shit or whatever. And I was like, oh. And then to hear the word that you're defecating on the microphone, it means you're shitting on the microphone. And I was like, oh, but we went out for the knowledge to seek it. You know what I'm
hmm,
saying? We have too many tools that are at our disposal now not to seek the knowledge. I
yes,
think that the vibration of the music, trash.
yeah,
100% trash. It is very, very bad.
mm,
I, and people don't understand that the intake of what you intake into your spirit manifests outward, and people can see
exactly,
that. You know what I mean? And so I'm
yes,
just like I'm not like even in my journey of like self discovery and so on and so forth, and also like that's at the fitness journey. I have to worry about like and I talked about this with Digga too. Like I have to worry about like food and how I even deal with people and food. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of energy that is transference. You know, we don't think about that like that. We do not.
Exactly. Now we'll say though, R&B is having a moment.
It
Okay,
is. It is.
R&B has not disappointed. There are a lot of people that I got on my playlist that I'm like, all right, R&B to me is having a moment, but the rap,
I
you know,
like.
you
I would
think
say that
people,
I like
but
Coco Jones, of course.
yes, beautiful
And
voice.
have you heard the girl, the artist?
Her name is the artist.
Her name is the artist.
I have not, but now that you said something, I'm gonna have to go check her out.
You must, and I think the S is a dollar sign.
Okay.
So, but yes, her name is the artist. She is
Mm-hmm.
fly.
Mm-hmm.
October London just dropped something new recently.
Yeah, she's dope.
Love him. Lucky Day. Tyrese has something new too, which is weird, but I'm not for it at this point. I am not. Just like for instance, I'm not
Summer.
gonna lie. I can't even listen to Brian McKnight the same. But some of my people are disappointing me. I can't.
First of all, yeah, Brian McKnight is canceled. He's
Yeah,
canceled.
completely.
But
And
see,
did you?
he's like the older generation, but he's still his music is timeless. But I ain't gonna get in the car like put that Brian McKnight on, add that to my playlist.
Shan't. Shan't.
No,
Absolutely the hell not. Because
yeah,
here's the thing about that though, right? Like it used to be that way, and there were so many GTD days to some Brian McKnight music. However, my issue now begets like you really are trying to erase your children, sir. Like you're really like this is literally a thing. I need a generation to be that generation to also be mindful of their shit. Like you just can't
Mhm.
just be willy nilly out here. Like you just can't. You know what I mean?
No, he's
Between
paying for the sins because ain't
oh,
nobody
he's
about
gonna pay for that. We
concerts. Even the aunties and stuff, they not going to see him no more.
let me tell you what's crazy. What is the craziest shit ever? How do you name the new baby Brian McKnight Jr.? What? How do you name the
I thought
new
it was the
baby
junior
Brian?
already.
That's what I'm
He
saying. You
have a
already
junior.
have a son that was Brian McKnight Jr. How do
He
you
not
name
the
your new
third.
child? Yes, he would have been the third. How do you name your new child Brian McKnight Jr.?
You know what?
These
Who's
niggas
Brian
are
McKnight? Like, no. Who?
home because I don't know. It just makes me mad. Like
That is hilarious. Oh my
I
god.
thought I was like, what do you mean? How do you? I'm reading the article and shit because I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how?
Yeah.
What is that? You
Yeah.
literally are whitewashing your whole old family lineage for a new family lineage because they actually from like
It's
trash.
terrible. It's
Basura.
terrible. Yeah.
Basura. Hard. Um,
Well, Brian McKnight.
Speaking of which, because that just made me think about something. Dallas
Hmm.
is the new home. What's your new go-to food at this point?
So honestly, I cook a lot. Um,
Ooh.
because not only do I have a family to feed, but I will say I enjoy the food back home a little bit more. Like
Mhm.
Dallas is big on like Mexican food. So
Yeah.
that's like one of the biggest, and I like Mexican food. Don't get me wrong. I
Hmm.
like it, but it's not something I'm gonna eat. Oh, I gotta be in the mood for it.
Hmm.
So, it's also some Indian, it's a big, believe it or not, it's a big Indian population. So it's a lot of Indian food spots, especially like where I live.
Hmm.
Um, and there's Jamaican food. That's probably my favorite when I'm not cooking is Jamaican food.
Yeah.
I started to get into African food. Like I had me a little vegetable soup, low
Hmm.
fufu.
Low
I
fufu, yeah.
started like expanding my palate,
Hmm.
because I think I'm ghetto bougie, so I'm like, I want to just try a little bit of everything. I
Yeah.
love sushi, love Chinese food, but I honestly cook, especially now after having my son. Like, I didn't give him a lot of processed foods. Like even when
Yeah.
he started baby food, I would be making his baby food. Like I didn't give him the jars.
You
So
curated.
right now, I'm eating a lot of my own food. Um, but I kind of have to do meal prep so I can stay on
Yeah.
top of it because I don't
Yeah.
really have the time to cook every day all the time. But
Child.
I might cook all day on Sunday
Hmm.
and pack up some, little containers, do the meal prep, especially with me also on my fitness journey, trying to
It
snap back, trying to
it's
get
a
my
thing.
body. at least somewhere back to where it was.
It is
So
a
I
thing.
find
And we're,
that
we're
to
getting
be
older, so there's no back to where it was. You just have to accept the
out.
new.
Listen, you have to clock the T
You
on
gotta
the
accept the
new.
new.
Because back in the day, I could do like a
Nothing.
quick juice diet, hit the
Ones and
gym,
twos.
hit the track, and boom, I'm snatched. You
Ones and
know,
twos. Just right back to where you started.
stomach,
Nope.
everything right where I like it. Because I never wanted to be like super skinny, but you know,
Yeah.
I always prided myself on being thick and curvy
Curvy,
and
right.
love all of what that is.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't really like to eat out a lot because to me it's harder to find healthier options,
Yeah.
especially out into everything is big in Texas. The
It
portions your food come out, you got enough food to feed 3 people on your plate.
is.
I'm actually gonna need a box for this
Like I
because
need the box now before I can even just get into
before we start, this is a lot of food. So
it.
yeah, that's another thing. When you come out here, the
Yeah.
portions, everything is just bigger. Like they give
Yeah.
you so much more food. So with
And
it's
it doesn't matter if it's Dallas, San Antonio,
yeah.
Houston. It's all of it.
And
Every bit of it is
everybody
food.
think out here, like if you see a skinny person, it's actually a little weird. Like, damn, she's
Yeah.
skinny. Like,
You know
no,
what?
no shade. I'm not body shaming because you know the skinny girl's gonna be like, she's body shaming skinny girls. No shade,
No,
but I'm
no,
just saying, like, it's
no, no.
different out here. Most people a little on the thick side.
Well, let me tell you what threw me the first time I got out there because you
Mhm.
know Dallas's heat index is high.
Listen,
What threw me was the unhoused. No, ma'am. No,
oh
ma'am.
yeah,
Why is unhoused in the middle of the street? In the
yeah.
middle of the street?
In
Oh,
downtown Dallas, that's a thing. That's
I said,
definitely a thing
My God,
downtown.
today I said, I don't even, if I knew the area, I would have gotten y'all some water at least.
Yeah, listen,
Because,
shout out to my homie Ali. He's actually living in Costa Rica now. But I met a friend while I was out. You know, I kind of do old school promo with my shows. So I'm
yeah,
out hitting
yeah.
venues, dropping flyers. And I
Oh,
went to a particular venue. Man, I want to plug his chocolate. He has a gourmet, him and his family own a gourmet chocolate spot downtown.
ooh, ooh.
Dope people, very just well connected. But anyway, didn't know who I'm talking to. Never, you never do. That's why it's important to network. But
Hmm.
anyway, became friends with him, and he does a lot of work with the homeless and the things of that sort. So I wanted to get with him to do something,
Yeah,
and you know, because I have a give back in my heart. You know, I always have had a heart for people.
for
So
sure, for sure.
he's not here anymore. He's living in Costa Rica. So we're gonna have to spin the block on that once he comes back. But yeah, it is
Sure.
a really big homeless population out here. My heart goes out to those people. I
It,
don't know
it is too
how they
much.
survive in the 105-degree weather. I
It's too
wish I had
much.
the. It's too much.
It's
It's
too
too
much.
much.
I said, I'm
There's a
not. I am not
yeah.
built for that. I am not built for that.
And
There has,
really, Dallas is a rich city. Like it's a lot of
yeah,
old money. It's a lot of oil money.
money,
And
yeah,
so if you're not on your hustle out here, if you're not on it, you know, that's probably what happened to some of them people. Like if
yeah,
you're not
yeah.
on your game, that can happen,
Hmm.
especially if you don't have your foot in and you not, you know, some of them might be on drugs and stuff like that too. There's that pocket of people.
Yes,
But
yes.
it's definitely one of them cities. Like you drive around here, you go to some of the houses, or like you see McLarens on the daily, Cybertrucks,
Right,
Ferraris. Like people
right.
out here got money. So
Yeah,
I,
and
I
let
know.
me tell you something. When I flew over top of Houston,
Mhm.
there were so many pools in the
A lot
backyard.
of pools in the backyards, a lot of gates and horses and farms. These people be having like all kind of stuff going on. So you
I
know, shout
love
out to
it.
everybody in Dallas getting money.
Get money in Dallas. Let me tell you, it is motivational. I love it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you my only issue with Texas. There's only one issue I have with Texas. It is coming back. And then what I mean by that is coming back. One, it's already horrible to come back, which is bad because y'all
Yeah.
showed me so much love and it's so great. But then being on the planes, I swear to you, it is always a delay. When I went to Dallas and for you, and I had like it was like 2 or 3 hours before I got back home from the time I was supposed to be there. Then when I came back from Houston this time, I was on the plane on my birthday for an hour and a half. I said,
Yeah.
my God,
I
today
wish I knew because the
I
last
don't
time
know what it
I
is.
was it Vegas, I was coming back from Vegas or something. Um, and this was recent because I had the baby. Mind you, he's getting his frequent flyer miles. Okay,
Yes, yes, he
uh,
has a nice little passport.
he be everywhere. But and mind you, traveling with a baby on a plane is not easy. This
I
boy,
don't think
I
so.
only do morning flights because he be playing with the lady hair in front of us and
Oh my god.
kicking the seat. I'm like, bro, seriously,
Yeah.
I got time for this. But we had to sit for like an hour once before we took off.
Hmm.
That was the worst. So
Yeah. No.
these companies need to get it together, especially when we got the babies and stuff, because we trying our best to keep them busy and from them disturbing other people. So,
We just had this conversation. I just had this conversation with Digger the other day. Uh,
mhm.
big thing. Get these goddamn pets. I have not ran into it yet, but do not have your pet on a plane. That
I
makes me
know I don't see
absolute.
it a lot,
That
but
I'm
sometimes,
grateful for that, but I've seen too many other videos of that
mhm.
happening. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
it's
Now,
terrible. And God forbid the dog use the bathroom.
but not only that. So, and this is a real thought. We make sure, like, if somebody says if they have a peanut allergy, it is a wrap. It is a wrap
Yeah,
for peanuts. You're not getting any peanuts. It's over. You feel what I'm saying?
it's
But if
right.
I have a dog allergy, or and I do, I'm like allergic to certain danders and this, that, and the third,
Mhm.
and you bring your dog on the goddamn plane like that, I I need an EpiPen, and I
You
now have an
gasping for
emergency
air. Yeah.
because I can't, and we're in an enclosed space, and then
Hmm.
God forbid the animal uses the bathroom. I'm not thinking about me. You're not thinking about me. You
Yeah.
and you know what? The fucked up shit to say, because this is gonna be some fucked up shit to say. Stay your motherfucking ass home if you have this many issues that you need a emotional support animal. Stay your ass
Put
in the
the
house.
dog in doggy daycare and go ahead, go on your trip, or leave it with the neighbor or something, your
Something.
auntie,
But not
somebody.
only that, I told this story to Dick. I was like, hey, by the way, one day I'm in the goddamn giant, okay?
Not
And
the
the man
giant.
has the
Shout
goddamn
out to
dog.
Giant. I miss Giant.
Okay, right. And the man got the motherfucking dog, right? Got a little dog.
Uh-huh.
And the dog shat. Okay. Now you
Hmm.
had to guess what race was this man,
Of Caucasian descent.
and he was not, and that made me madder.
Shut up.
He was
Okay.
black, and it made me madder.
He actually knew better.
He knew better.
Yeah,
He knew better,
he
and
knew
it
better.
happens quite. It just happens quite frequently, and I'm like, these are
Hmm.
not spaces. And you're also talking to somebody who was a dog owner. You know what I'm saying
Mm.
to you? The dander was different, so I was fine with being able to have her, and she was short haired.
Yeah.
I loved my dog. I still love my dog to this day. I still have her ashes. I have her paw prints. All of the
Hmm.
things. Please don't. I also knew to keep her home. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you when I was keeping her home. And
Hmm.
that just is what it is.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears one more time. I know we didn't got off on the tangent.
It's all right. It happens. This what we do. We always bring up random stuff. It
Every
happens.
single damn time. Every single time. Um, so how did you feel about the passing of Herb? Because that is a monumental thing, and I didn't get a chance to really speak to you in regards to that.
That was in a way that was kind of like gut wrenching for me
Hmm.
because some of my biggest moments in my music career specifically, they were pretty much like the bridge to make stuff happen for me, whether it
Yeah.
was the music placement on BT Tales, or being able to
Yes.
hit stages with Ja Rule, or being able to have access to industry level videographers, and it like a lot, they were really pivotal in helping me make some of those connections.
Hmm.
And when I heard the story, shout out to Tina Lorenzo, their sister.
Yeah.
She does a lot of the work behind the scenes, and when she told me the story about how they selected Wave and how he didn't even know, of course he wouldn't know who it was, but
Hmm.
just that he was rocking with me to that level. Like I didn't get the chance to personally meet him,
Yeah.
but through Chris and through Tina vouching for me and kind of making sure I was in position, he got behind what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was kind of like, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't know how to feel because I'm like,
Oh no, I
man,
feel you. Yeah.
this guy really helped me, really,
Yeah.
like. And so it was sad. Like when I first heard it, I actually didn't believe it because
Yeah.
sometimes blogs lie, or they want to get click. I didn't believe
Yeah.
it at first,
Yeah.
but I forgot who I saw that posted it and it made it real. And so I wanted to reach out to Chris like right away, his brother.
which is always a real difficult balance.
It's a balance. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right. And then I was like, I'm gonna let it breathe for a second because I know he's probably with family, he's probably grieving or whatever. So eventually I did drop him a message um, on one of his posts or a DM or something just to let him know I'm praying for him, I'm thinking about him, I'm hoping all is well. But for me, it was like I didn't know how to feel, I didn't know what to say. It's like, what do you
Yeah.
say to a person that just lost their brother?
Yeah.
What do you say? How do I process this? So it took a couple days for it to really like set in and be real for me.
Hmm.
So I was kind of going back down memory lane about the things, and then I watched the Murder Inc. documentary because Tina told me it was coming.
I
Tina
love that murder
Lorenzo
documentary. It's my
told
favorite.
me, and she's in it. Shout out to her. Dex
Yeah.
Diamond is in it. Shout out to Dex. Love him. She told me it was coming before it dropped because Tina
Hmm.
was so cool. Like anything adventure, she would call me. And
Yeah.
these people are so down to earth. Like there were times I would talk to her for like an hour on the phone. We just
Yeah.
talking, talking,
Yeah.
talking, talking. So she was like basically speaking to like, yo, the world's gonna respect John what he brought to hip hop. Cause
Hmm.
really sometimes people like to joke about him and there's the whole 50
50
job
Cent.
beat,
Yeah.
all these
Yeah.
things, but people really don't realize like how impactful Murder Inc. was, how impactful Ja Rule, Ashanti, like
Yeah.
Irv and them introduced. We wouldn't have J Lo without Irv Gotti. Like we wouldn't
Yeah.
have so many people without even DMX and Jay Z was on Murder initially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Because
like
they were gonna be the Murder Inc. crew.
they were going to be the Murder Inc. crew. So
Yeah.
like after I heard it, I was like, man, I'm gonna go watch the documentary. Like I really was kind of just like taking it all in and just
Hmm.
like taking a moment to really appreciate who he was
Yeah.
and not only what he did for me and how he positioned me, but what he did for the culture of hip hop. And I think his passing reminded everybody too, like, yo,
Yeah.
Irv was that
Yeah.
guy. Like,
Yeah,
so
and that was a
rest
big
his
thing.
soul.
That was a big
Yeah.
thing. I think that I think not to cut you off completely, but one of the things that blew me for that was I was just on here eating them up. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? And I felt bad because
mhm,
it wasn't necessarily eating them up. It was just the thought process of what happened on Drink Champs and with
mhm,
him and Ashanti. And I was like, and I was looking at the look of it all, and I'm like, that looks fucking horrible. You know what I
mhm.
mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
and you can't, you can't live like that. And then that he dies, I'm like, oh wow, like I didn't mean to eat you up like that, but I do need you to understand you don't have to hold a grudge like that. And I'm
Mhm,
glad that him and Shawnee got through it and was like, I said Shawnee like I know that woman.
mhm.
Him and Ashanti got through it. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And that's manifestation. Be like, I'm gonna know these people. This is what it
Hey,
is.
you gotta
But
speak it.
you know what I mean? But it was very much
Yeah.
so like, she handled that with grace. She
Mhm.
definitely handled that with a lot of grace. And
He did.
we just never know. Um,
Mm,
that man also did my favorite thing with DMX. Like those
mm.
first two albums, that's Irv's magic all
It
over
is.
those
He's
first two albums.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant.
brilliant, brilliant man. And so might
Brilliant.
have been a little bit of an asshole from time to time, but
Mm.
in the public eye. But I don't believe
Yeah.
that he was not. I don't
But
believe
what's
that.
crazy is I think some of the smartest, most creative,
Are
brilliant,
usually
talented
assholes.
people got a little side to them because I
Yeah,
got a side to me.
right. Yeah,
I think that's what it is. He had
yeah,
a side. I didn't know him personally to be
yeah,
clear, but
yeah. No,
we
no.
all saw the interviews and
Mm-hmm.
um the things that were said, and sometimes
It's almost like feeling like you
especially in
know
them
him.
interviews, is yeah, and
Mhm.
he was just raw.
Yeah,
Like, he's a New Yorker. Like, come on, we all know New York. They
and that
just
was
gonna
the thing.
be they full self.
Right, and that was the thing. That's the thing, like with him and like
Yeah,
Dame Dash, that I think people need to understand. They are a New Yorker of a specific era in a specific time and they
exactly,
speak in a specific way. And yes, it is not. It's not for the 2025.
exactly.
It's not for that. These are
But
men of.
you go get 50 niggas from New York that's around that came out of that era. They all the same. They all of the
They
same
all they
energy.
all the same. They all
It's not
exactly
new
the same.
to them. This is what they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, and it's I think that
Yeah.
we and that's another thing. As far as media has gone, and because you and I are both in the media game, do you
Mhm.
ever find yourself at a point of being like, okay, I gotta balance being real and politically correct all at the same time?
Realistically, sometimes,
Hmm.
because of the kind of legacy I want to leave and
Yeah.
the kind of interviews I want to have, and how it's important for me to like be real and really get to the questions that people want to know, but
Hmm.
at the same time have a respect for the person sitting across from me, whether I
Yeah.
like them like that or not. Like I've been you'd be surprised the type of people I have sat across, all kinds of people. Some
I can
people
imagine.
I can't even remember the dude's name, but this was during COVID where I had to go all virtual. And this podcast was booming because nobody could do anything.
Right.
So it was so many artists I was doing virtually at that time. So it was a white dude, rocker, right? And that's another thing. I have all kinds of people, all kinds of artists on my pod.
Yeah.
But had him, he was cool, he was funny, and cool dude. Then, like a month or so later, I saw him post that he had gotten out of jail after like being accused of a school shooting, something crazy, or
Oh
bringing a
my
gun to
God.
college, something wild. Like you just never know who you're dealing with, and that's another reason why, especially as a woman in this industry, I'm not trying to be like the salacious podcaster. I'm not trying to
Sure.
be the next Jess Hilarious. I'm not trying to
Hmm.
be the next Charlemagne the God. Like, and people like Charlemagne, they actually walk back how they were, because people
Yeah.
used to run up on Charlemagne like, "What you say about me?"
Is you
Or
finished or is you done?
the famous Birdman, all three of y'all. Like, I don't have time for all of that. So
And you have a
we're
you have a
gonna have
baby.
fun. I got the baby now. I got a lot more, at stake. So we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk. We're gonna kiki.
Right.
Um, we're gonna ask the questions people want to know, but I'm gonna also have a respect for you because
Hmm.
I've been on the other side of it too. I've been the person being interviewed and I've been disrespected. Or people think they getting dirt on me and this and that. Like, why go through the trouble of having somebody on your pod
Yeah.
or on your radio station
Yeah.
if you just gonna basically make them feel like shit? Like, what's the point,
Yeah.
right? They
And
didn't
that's what I'm
come here
saying.
for this,
And right, and
right?
that's what I'm
So
saying. Like with you and and like I even though I had someone who was newer on here, um, maybe the conversation may not have been as long because of course you and I and some of
exactly.
the other folks have a different type of rapport. So of course the conversations are longer. We're kicking and we doing all of the things. But
Right.
I always took my cue from like Angie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like Angie Martinez
Yes.
and those people like that. And it's just like I don't want to make anybody feel that. I want to be able to say, "Hey, can we sit down?" Yeah, be like, "Smooth, yeah, because I love this and I do this," and because I
That
want you to feel like it's comfortable to talk to me, whether we're virtual or we're in person. Like I want
exact
you to be able to feel like that's an amazing thing. Speaking of which,
exact.
you also launched Cut Up and Kiki. What lane
Mhm.
is the new show going to fill in your plethora of projects?
So, Cut Up and Kiki is a concept for a new show that is less about the music and more
Hmm.
about just having a good time.
Okay.
Because, I like to think I'm funny. I make people laugh.
Baby,
And,
let me tell you something.
I like to
Let me tell
I
you
like to have
something. That goddamn. Let me tell you something, okay? So the
what?
world knows that you got there, okay? That goddamn episode with you, me, and Colada was one of the fun. When I tell you, I have listened to the episode several times, and I have almost peed my goddamn pants on how that was the cut up in Kiki. That
Yeah,
moment was the cut up in Kiki.
I was drunk, but
Baby,
we gonna
we
talk about
all
that
were,
later.
and it
We
was
all
it was
were.
loud. It was all the things. I said,
Man,
it is my
I,
favorite. I literally will turn on that episode and die laughing because
yeah,
again I know because again it was one of those things where remember I was very audio based and still very audio based for quite a long time, and so to know what was happening in that room at the moment, that was my own personal thing. That was my own thing that I held
good
on to.
time, man. Good time.
Maybe. But I'm
Shout
sorry,
out
we
to
were talking about the cut up and Kiki.
No, yeah, shout out. I was just gonna say good time. Shout out to Kalada. I actually have not heard from her in a while. So
Hmm.
if you she hear this, find me. Tell her hit me
I'm
up
gonna make that happen. I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna have to pull her up. I'm gonna pull up.
because I don't want to have to pull up on her. I don't want
Okay.
to have to skirt and pull up on her the next
Okay.
time I'm home. So
Hey,
if you find her, you let me know.
I sure will.
Um, but no, yeah. So that was the concept for that show. So I am planning to launch that soon. Um, and yeah, man, it's just been a good time. In addition to that, I'm a news commentator for a company called Indie Spark. So I'm
Mhm.
also getting into my news journalism bag, right?
Yes.
Reporting on and real journalism, not the stuff the blogs do, but real
Hmm.
journalism.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's some stuff that's coming down the pipe, along with new Drip Fest, Winter Drip Fest. We're gonna plan for Winter Drip Fest in February. So I definitely, or excuse me, January. So if you're free, I definitely want you to come through.
Okay.
And
You said January or
yeah,
February,
yes, it's gonna
which
be a
is which
winter.
is great. Which will be great because I get my new hours, and I got to tell you about that offline. I'm gonna tell you about
Okay,
what that changed into because it's great. Some good
yes.
stuff. Yeah.
But that, and yeah, man, staying busy and just getting the catalog right. So when you see me, I'm gonna put it on wax. So if somebody try to steal my vibe, then we gonna look back at this interview and say they stole Neffy vibe,
I'm trying to
because
let me tell you something. Your
I'm about to
archive
put
all
out
up and
a
through your
R&B
archive all
rap
up and
album.
through right. Your archive all up and through my shit. Okay.
So if you hear somebody else trying to do it, you know that they stole my vibe. So yeah,
Definitely.
I'm working on an R&B rap album because
Ooh.
the Lord knew not to give me the chops to sing,
Yeah.
because number one, not only would I be cocky, more
Mhm.
worse than I am, but y'all wouldn't have been able to tell me nothing. So my past life, maybe I was an R&B singer.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna be able to hit the vocals. I can
Hmm.
I can do a little harmony, little
Little
hit,
one too.
stay on
Right.
key.
Right. Right.
But I'm working on like an R&B rap album,
Oh,
grown,
that's gonna be
sexy, on this new journey of motherhood.
that is gonna
Uh,
be nice.
you know,
And
being
if you have any male singers on there, they must do the '90s shit and reach out their arms for no fucking reason
in the rain,
in the rain.
but
In that
being a
motherfucking white open shirt for no reason,
ripping the beater
linen,
wide open. We
all of
got
the
to do the
things.
whole nine. It's
Yeah,
probably gonna be more women featured than men, but I
that's
show the
okay. But
guy
I'm saying
love too.
if you
But
get
if we do
one,
it,
he got to
yes,
raise out
yes.
his arms. That's
Yes,
it.
but just
That's it.
just relatable, right?
Yeah.
Mommy, family, what it means to be a woman,
Hmm.
relationship stuff, all
Hmm.
of that. That's what it's gonna give. Grown,
I love
grown and
that.
sexy nephew. That's where we moving into.
I love that. I think that that
Yeah.
is my vibe at this particular point too, because I'm still so very old school at this point. Like
Hmm.
I drive around very loudly to like '90s and 2000s R&B.
You ain't the only one.
I'm that person. Like I am.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if you pull up at me at a light, I'm singing my motherfucking heart out. Why? Because do you know how much I pay for this car? Are you serious,
Period. But with the invisible microphone, because I,
baby?
I
It ain't
lead
gotta be
with the
all the things. All the things.
okay.
And I am the one
Yes.
in the goddamn car singing Tyrese with my arms stretched out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How am I driving? I'm not. I'm at the stoplight. Don't judge me. Okay, I feel y'all judge me.
Right. It's all right.
But it's just like it's very much so um a whole new era that's kind of coming in, and R&B is making. I'm gonna do it again. And R&B is making its resurgence. I know it's so great. It's making its resurgence at this point where it's like, yeah, give me that. That's my shot. Okay.
Hmm.
Where it's making a resurgence. Um, do you feel like there's anything that's missing in R&B today since you're in that bag?
No, I honestly feel like they're having a great moment. Like
Hmm.
I'm not disappointed. I wish I could actually. Let me see. I got my phone right here. I'm trying to look and see. There are new artists that sometimes, this playlist does the curation thing. You know how they do with the apps, and kind of exposes new stuff.
Yeah,
But um, it's people like Sir. I'm
I
heavy
love
on the
Sir.
Sir, Van Jess,
Wait a minute.
Ari Lennox,
Hold on.
Four
Wait a
Bets.
minute. The goddamn Van Jess is in my nasty workout playlist. Believe it or
Listen,
not. Because remember the song
Alexis.
that they used where it was kind of like they used the rump shaker horn.
Yes,
So
jam.
that was the first time I
Yes.
got introduced into them. It wasn't. I love that version, but when they added Lucky Day to it,
Period.
it's in my nasty workout playlist. I'm trying to tell
Period.
you.
Listen. Who else I've been rocking? Alex Isley. She's so dope, so talented. What's Anderson Paak's
Patronata.
artist? What's her name?
Which one?
Anderson Paak's artist.
Oh, shit, I forgot her name. I see her face and I don't remember her name now.
She got like I don't know if it's called "Is It Worth It," but I know that's how the chorus go. Is it worth it?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah, I
worth
know
my
know exactly what
time?
you're talking about. I just can't remember her name. Yes, unfortunately, I'm so
Man,
sorry, sis.
like hiatus coyote, like
Ooh.
I mean, it's just to me right now, R&B is having a great moment. And
Hmm.
so I'm actually I don't feel like they're really missing anything. Rap,
Yeah,
yes, but I'm about to
rap
hit
is
them with this R&B rap category.
yeah.
They gonna have to make a new Grammy category.
I
R&B
appreciate that.
rap.
Well, here's the thing. John did it for quite a while, and
He actually did. He
he
did.
really
He
did.
did.
He really did. And
But I think there needs to be like a delineation of the two.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
because
yeah,
you don't want, not that you don't want, but it's like I wouldn't necessarily put him in a rap category with like Kendrick.
yeah. Right,
Like,
right.
it's just to me it should be two separate categories.
Yeah, and you know what the thing about it is that they still place. I think that I'm not winning the Grammys. So I'm going to say it. I think the Grammys is. I'm not. It's just it's. I may for some type of vocal performance, but that's a whole other story. But um, I think that it's still very whitewashed. It's still
Yeah.
very much so. This it feels like it's just a black category, a black artist category. What I don't like as of right now, where we are, especially with BET, are the extra awards that are now. Why is the Soul Train Awards on? What is going on? Why are we not
First,
getting a BET Hip Hop Awards anymore? What is going on?
I actually reported on this on one of my last segments. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Like to know that they stripped the BT Awards, BT Hip Hop Awards, Soul Train Awards. Those was one of the ones like award season that I would look forward to. And then it was
Yes.
crazy because me and my mom and Imani, we all was just talking about like next year we're gonna go. Cause really I wanted to go last year, but I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And so, and at the time, I felt like my nose was spread from here to Canada, and the smells, like everything.
Hey.
I had a good second and third trimester, but that first one,
Mm.
it was rough. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, we were literally planning to go to the BC Awards, and I'm like, I never had that opportunity. So for me, it was kind of gut wrenching. Like that was
Yeah.
something I wanted to be able to do, and I really it was always a dream of mine to get in the cipher because I'm a cipher rapper. Like outside of
Okay.
it all, I just love to rap, freestyle in the cipher. So
Yeah.
that was a dream of mine. So now that won't be able to happen
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
because there is no BT Awards now. So it
Mhm.
will be interesting to see. Okay, what next?
And I still listen to Nicki's cipher when Joe Button passed her that motherfucking cigarette.
Classic,
Classic. It is still
classic.
a classic cipher. But you know who I'm excited that's on tour, and I am so mad that I'm missing it because I think
Who?
she ends on this part. Eve,
Oh my God! See, I grew
baby.
up. I that's She was one of my biggest influences as a kid. Like when I
Yeah.
first started rapping, like at that time, Eve was hot. Like Rough Riders
Yes.
was hot. I probably was in like middle school or something. Eve was
Yes.
that girl. So I didn't even you know what? I did see that she was on tour, but she didn't do that many dates, did she?
Yeah, she's not doing that many days because she's bi-coastal technically,
Right.
between Philly and London, but like she just did "Let Me Blow Your Mind" with BTS.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, the girl is just phenomenal. And did you
Yeah.
know that she did not get a Grammy for "You Got Me" by The Roots?
No, I did hear about I don't know what the truth is, but I heard
Yeah,
a little bit about, I guess there was a thing about that
yeah,
song because
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, I remember growing up because that's one of my favorite hip
Favorite
hop songs
songs.
of all time.
Mine too.
Period.
Mine too.
Period. So I
Hmm.
remember growing up, they did not list her
Yeah.
as an artist on the song, but just being an
Hmm.
E fan, I knew it was her.
Me
So I
too.
think that was a thing, and then I think there was also a thing between Erica and Jill, which
Jill,
I love
yeah.
them both.
Oh,
They
can't stand.
both have a very special place in my heart.
Oh
So
my god.
I don't know what the thing was, but I
Hmm.
think Jill wrote it
and then Erica
initially, and then they had
sang,
Erica
or
sing it
well,
because Jill was
Erica re-sing it and then be in the video.
exactly. But
Hmm.
Jill, I think at the time was like a new artist and she didn't
Hmm.
have the name. And so she became the writer
Hmm.
and they had Erica do it. But
Yeah.
then I also remember, I think it was the Dave Chappelle Block Party movie. You remember that movie?
Oh, that was my shit. Yes.
Literally. And so I'm like, I'm as a kid watching, think it's going to be comedy. Probably one of the best recorded hip hop neo soul concert series that you can watch
Ever.
ever.
And we had good Kanye.
And we had good Kanye. So he had all these people on the stage, and it was nice to see Erica and Jill
Yeah.
sing it together on that
Mhm.
platform. So I don't know how he made that happen, but I did hear that it was something with that song. It was a couple things with that
Yeah,
song
it's a lot of things.
that was a
Because like
little
she
controversial.
Eve just recently talked about her like them doing the Grammy in situation. She was on
Hmm.
an interview. I forgot what. I don't know if it was with Zayn or whatever, but it might have been with Zayn. Love Zayn, by the way, from Apple Music. Live
Hmm.
for Zayn. I don't know what it is. I will listen to
Hmm.
that show all the time on Apple Music. It's freaking amazing. But
Hmm.
like yeah, she was talking about it like she's not on that as a Grammy Award winner, which in turn
He should
technically
be.
she should be. And
He
if
should be.
that was the case, she really won a Grammy out the gate before she even had a project. She would have been the
Yeah.
first person to do so. You
Yeah.
know, since we still on
They
Grammy,
should make that right.
right? They need to make
They
that right.
should make
They
that
do need to
right.
make that right. Since we still
Because
on
her.
Grammys and award-winning people as well, since we here,
Hmm.
I'm gonna need Cardi to get it together, honey, because I can't do it no more. Okay, everybody's not Lauren Hill, sis.
I ain't gonna
Everybody,
say nothing because
Lauren Hill,
what's so
like
funny? Years ago,
yeah,
when Cardi first started, this might have been Bodak Yellow
I loved
time.
it. It was such a moment.
It was a moment, and I never forget. I was at BBC Radio.
Hmm.
Shout out to JS1, the supplier,
Hmm.
and man, Stars was there, and I don't know if Raven Paris was there, and Jay. This is when all of them was there. Jay Hill and da da da,
Yeah.
and it was this big debate in the room. Everybody's like, yeah, Cardi is next. She's big. She's made whoop whoop whoop. Mind you, I like Cardi. I
Yeah,
ain't
I
gonna
love Cardi.
say I don't. I like her. I like that she's raw. I like that she's real. She makes good records. But they were saying back then that, she's gonna be like the biggest female artist ever. And I was like,
Mhm.
listen, respectfully, I like Cardi. I like
Right.
her and I think she makes great music. But and then in the same token, I'm not trying to be hard on her because it's making constant hit records
Mhm.
is is a task, right?
It
It's
is.
not the
It is.
easiest thing to do. And so sometimes I think artists get caught up chasing the hit
Hmm.
instead of just making music that feels good to you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
learn that too. Like, don't chase the hit. If you make something that feels good and that's authentic and that people can relate to,
Hmm.
it very well may become a hit.
Like, here's the
So,
thing: that this
but
imaginary player situation, gold.
yeah.
I feel like I love it. I love it.
So I like it. I like that she was in her bag with it. And
Hmm.
I like it sounds good and it feels good when I
Hmm.
hear it.
You're right.
But certain records from female rappers, like I know me, like if I hear a crazy verse from a female, like I start jumping, like I get crazy, I
Yeah.
run around a circle in the house, like, yo,
Yeah.
so I didn't have that moment,
Yeah.
but I think it's a good record. But I think people are used to a certain sound from Cardi B.
Yeah.
So since she pulled back and was trying to be like a rapper's rapper, I think
Yeah.
people were in the middle.
But
And I
I
get
think
both sides of that.
right, and I think that for me, that's
Yeah.
why I liked it. Because let me
Yeah.
tell you what Bar got me. She said,
Hmm.
"Glory hole, you bitches don't know who you fucking with." I said, "Yes, I love it." I said, "I'm here for
She had
it." I
no,
said, "I'm
she
here
had
for the
some.
thing." I said, Cardi, you know what? You got me. I'm here. I am here for the thing of the things. Let's go. Let's move on. Like I just and then the rest of it was like that. Now, of course, you have men and you have your hip hop heads are like, "Oh, what's the
Yeah.
Jay-Z record? Why would she touch this record?" Yo, it is what it is. And you're also talking to someone who is a bard. Let's be clear. I
Yes.
am. I get that.
Same.
Although Onika need to sit down for a quick second because she got
Now,
a lot going
yeah,
on. She got a lot going on.
I love Nikki,
I
but
love her. That's all. That's all I will say. I will say
I'm gonna say
humbly,
she
I
going
love her.
through.
She going through.
She
She's
going
going
through.
through. And I'm like, And it's wild to watch almost history repeat itself, because you said the same thing that's happening to you was what Kim was doing to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really weird to see that this dichotomy of things happening now. And you're like,
Right.
what does that mean? I just want you. Here's what I want. Uh, let me hold her hand with the napkin
Mm.
in between when I say this. Sweet baby miss. Just be, just
Wait,
be
what
quiet.
what Monique be saying? My sweet
My sweet
baby.
babies. just just be quiet, okay?
Yes.
Just like Drake. I'm holding Drake's hand too. Just be quiet.
Just be
Because
quiet. Take
six
a
months,
moment.
6 months, everyone will forget. And
Take a
they will
moment.
move on. You know what I mean?
You
And
know what I
then
do
come back.
like about Nikki though?
Does she take the
I
time
like
out?
well, I gotta shout out Tate Cobain,
Mm,
Baltimore artist.
love Take
He
Cobain.
started producing for Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a big moment. I like how she does kind of reach back to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that, female artists should do that more. So I'll
Yeah.
give her credit for that. She will reach back and find people and put them on. So
Yeah.
I did like to see that. I think we
But you
had a
know, you
couple
know what?
joints on her last album.
You know what makes her legendary though, and this is
Hmm.
not something that's untouched and untamed.
Hmm.
When Twitter first came out, Nicki dominated Twitter, and
Yeah,
then created a parasocial relationship with the bars.
right.
Name them, used to play with them, be like, oh, I'm gonna call you Bashley, and I'm gonna call you, and whatever it was, it became, oh my God, this celebrity of this caliber is talking
To
directly to me. So you
yeah.
have created this cult following, and we love you. I am in love because I've watched a girl in me and her the same age, and I'm like, yo, you were barred up. You still stay barred up. And a couple of them, there's a couple questionable ones, but
Hmm.
everybody got something. Let me tell you something. I love the whole goddamn Pink Print album. Even with the new cuts that she added onto it, the only song I don't listen to on that bitch is Grand Piano. That's because she's
Hmm.
singing.
Yeah.
And just like you said, you knew the singing was not your your forte. You want to add singers to this particular project.
Right. Right.
Nikki should have just left that particular one off. Everything
Yeah.
else flows and works for me.
Yeah.
What I don't want is her legacy to be tarnished in this way. But at this point, I'm not gonna keep wanting for people, because all the people legacy is getting tarnished a little bit around here.
I mean, everybody, nobody's safe at this point in
Nobody
life.
is safe.
Nobody is safe. I'm like, I feel like everybody gonna have a moment of being canceled. But
Right.
I truly think that no matter what people say about Nikki, her legacy is stamped. She's literally one of the most successful um, female rappers of an entire generation. Like
Generation. Yeah.
she's influenced an entire generation, and then the girls before her influenced her.
Right.
As much as you don't want to admit it, the Kims and the Fox,
Oh yeah.
they all the Trinas. I'm sure
Yeah.
she pulled influence from them, but
That was
I
the only
think
thing in that imaginary player song that Cardi said though, that I was kind of
mhm,
like, yes, no, that's not right. That's not right.
mhm,
Because you was like, the first rap bitch on Vogue, and I'm like, and slightly yes, but you're the first rap bitch on American Vogue, which also is a problem, because as
mhm,
Nikki stated, in her interview when she sat down with Joe Biden, this is how you know I do this. This is how
mhm.
I watch this shit for
No,
real.
all in the culture, all
In the
into
culture,
it.
I am in it.
Yeah.
But when she had that particular, meeting, she was like, "Hey, if you want to be real, I should have been on the cover of Vogue, and if we really want to be real about it, Little Kim should have also been on the cover of Vogue. There is
Right,
influence, there, and influence has changed throughout the culture.
they
Let me tell
do.
you something, and this goes to fans in general, and I want to speak this into existence. You never know who you are influencing. I have witnessed my influence on
Hmm.
people, and I don't realize it's me until I'm like, you got that from me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Mm,
saying? And you don't have to brag about it or boast about it, but you do have
mm,
to realize sometimes influence comes in so many different ways. And she's right.
absolutely.
Had there been a Nicki Minaj on the cover of American Vogue, she did get
Hmm.
Italian Vogue, but if it would have been American Vogue, it would have been earth shattering and a cultural phenomenon.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
But you can never take her influence. Just I mean, just phenomenal body of work,
yeah,
talented.
yeah,
She writes her own music, which now rappers are letting ChatGPT write their music. That's a whole nother story. But
It's so
you
sad.
know, just an all around talent, and no matter how, you know, wild she gets on social media, it happens. And you
Yeah,
know, we all
yeah,
say, okay, Nikki, like let's
yeah.
chill. I'll
Speaking of which,
never I'll never not respect who she
yeah.
is, her talent, and what she brought to the culture.
Oh, for sure, 100%. And speaking of which, you
Yeah.
said ChatGPT, which is a thing. How do you feel now about us having AI and using that into your everyday, culture as well?
Um, at first, I didn't know how to feel,
Yeah,
but I also didn't want to get caught up because of what I've realized about not only the industry but life. Things change fast, things move fast, and you have two choices. You either going to get with the wave or you are going to get left behind.
yeah,
And we talked a little bit about this, you know, earlier on in the interview, but I feel like there's a thin line, right? You don't want to stop using your brain,
yeah.
right? You don't want to just be applesauce in the head because you're not thinking no more.
Hmm.
But I think what a lot of creatives are doing is using it as a tool. Not even creators, businesses, every entrepreneurs, everybody's using it, you know. It is a tool, and I think it should be used because everything is going fast now. Everybody's going fast, and everybody's using AI, whether they want to admit it. Everybody's using it to some degree. Even if you just asking it, what should I cook this week? You know, no
Right.
matter what you're using it for, everybody's using it. So I think it will be smart as a creator, as an artist, as a podcast, whatever you're doing, find a way to use it to help better what you're doing. Find a way to save your time. Because ain't
Hmm.
nothing like getting some time back.
Baby.
You know, time is money. So if you don't have to spend 2 hours on this one task and you can get Chat GPT to help you out, do it. When it
Hmm.
comes to writing specifically, I have not and have no plans on using Chat GPT
Right,
to
right, right.
write my music for me. It's like you
Yeah.
can't speak
You-
for me. You
No,
can't
you can't
like
fake
I have a
authenticity.
you can't fake that. Like you
Hmm.
can't, and then I have a certain flow, certain cadence. Like it would
Hmm.
just that can't recreate that for me
Yeah,
personally.
yeah.
But if you are artist and you decide to do that, I'm not gonna knock you. The truth
Mhm.
is people get it how they live. And that's what
Yeah.
it is. That's just what it
And
is. But
and
you
just
you
like we talked offline, like I'm writing a book because of it, and it's
mm,
actually become therapeutic. And I wasn't going to say anything at first, but I thought about it. Like, yeah, no, I am. I'm writing a book, and I'm pushing
yeah,
myself
put it
to
out there.
push that to the next level. Crazier part about that is between being ready and prepared for the show, already done. I got next week's show in the can. You know what I'm saying? Being ready and prepared for these interviews, I already got that in the can. Writing the
Hmm.
books, and I'm on 12 chapters in 2 days. Like, already got
Hmm.
all of that in the can, and it feels good, and I don't feel overwhelmed. And I think that was one of the things that pushed me to stop doing this for a minute. It was the
Hmm.
feeling of feeling overwhelmed. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So if we have something that takes that feeling away for a quick
exactly.
minute, I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? I'm
And
all about the
and
growth.
yeah, and unless you accomplish more, if you could do more, do it. If you can,
Yeah.
it can make you help you do things better, do it. I say
Mhm.
do it. So
Absolutely.
I actually think it's great. Speaking of books, I would be remiss if I
Yes.
didn't plug that your girl also has become a voice actor and an
Okay.
audiobook narrator. I just finished my eighth book,
Mm-hmm.
which is an erotica book. So it hasn't
Oh, write a book. Oh,
officially launched yet on Amazon and Kindle and all the things. But as
yeah.
soon as the author decides to put it out,
Yeah.
y'all can, you know, y'all go listen to it. Your girl's
Keep me
narrating.
abreast on that because I love a good audiobook. And here's the thing, I am a
Yeah.
person of the fall. When the fall comes, that's when I do
Mm,
audiobooks. Like right now, because it's still warm
yeah.
outside, I like to, like put my windows down and blast my music. But when we get to the
Hmm.
fall, I'm all in my podcast bag. I'm all in my,
Yeah.
I'm in that audiobook. And P.S. And by the way, let me be very clear, okay? Everybody don't need to read an audiobook, okay? I'm being honest, okay? I am
It's
telling you,
not
Millen,
for the
your time is
weak.
coming.
You got to know
It-
how to read. You can't
well,
read, Jess. I
and
love
here's
you,
the
but you
thing:
can't be reading
there's a
like Jess
level.
Hilarious.
Oh, there's a
I
level
love
of.
you though, Jess. I love you,
I'm in
but no.
Baltimore. Okay, don't keep putting this on me. But no, there is a level of inflection. There are two people, and I will say this before we go. There are two people that cannot. Okay, and I love them dearly. When I got into audiobooks, I was kind of reading everything. I was like, whatever. And I went back and read Waiting to Exhale. Terry
Mm-hmm.
McMillan, you sometimes have to be separated from your art. It was horrible. I don't care if I sped it up. I don't care if I slowed it down. It did not feel like you cared. You feel what I'm saying to you? Even Sister Soldier cared about the character when she did it. But
Mm-hmm.
when she did her other book, Nia Long read it and it was Chef's Kiss. You know what I'm saying to you? And
Yeah.
so
I
that
yeah,
was
I
that.
think I agree with you on that 100%. I think the writer should write it, and then if they want to do audiobook, they should get somebody else to narrate it. I do agree
Please.
because just I think people bring it to life in a different way.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
it's really dope work to me. Like I kind of get into character and be something other than Neffy. Like I'm
Yeah.
actually being character. So
Hmm.
I think that's the coolest thing about it, and helps me kind of massage my
And you know
acting
what?
prop.
Yeah,
So I
offline,
think
we're,
it's
we're going
great.
to talk about that. Offline, you and I are going to talk about that too, because
Mhm.
I want to get in because, and the reason that I want to get in though for that and that is because I actually want to do children's books because I'm
Mhm.
amazing at it, and it's it is
Mhm.
hilarious if you ever hear me read like a child's book to my niece. It is hilarious. I am 90 different people. Like she had one
Yes.
that had this nursery rhyme and it was like all about
Mhm.
all the different animals, and I changed my voice for each animal. Some of them
Oh
were
wow.
British, some were Jamaican, some were Mexican, but I
Yes.
changed them for each animal. So yeah, I definitely want to get in. Definitely want to get into
Yes.
that.
My son would love that. He loves reading. He's a
Yeah.
smart kid. I got a whole collection of books for him because one thing that I'm not gonna play about, my family ain't play about was education. You're not about to
Yeah.
be
Okay.
dumb as
Right.
a box of rocks. You're not about to embarrass me in these streets. So you gotta read
Right.
and stuff.
But you said your
So
grandmother was an educator, right?
my grandmother, yes, was an educator, retired after, oh man, how long did she teach for? Maybe 20, 30 some odd years of
Mm-hmm.
teaching. And so, yeah, I come from people who are smart people. So, yeah, it's always been important in my family that you do your schoolwork, you do your homework, and you get good grades. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I say all that to say he would love that when you say you do all the voices because I
I do
just buy
all the
every
voices.
time I get a children's book I get it for him, and now he's
Mm-hmm.
at the point like I read with him often. Now he's at the point where he'll go in his room, grab the book off the shelf, and he'll walk up to you and just put it in your lap, basically like
Yeah.
read this to me,
Yes.
like, and I love
And you
that
know
for
what
him.
the funnier part is? I think so I love the gift of reading because I struggled in school as a kid to read.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing. And then becoming an adult, I do read well. There's sometimes where my mind will shift in the middle of a word, but it happens. But it is what it is. And then
Mm-hmm.
you just you recenter and get back into it. I remember the first time that once I had learned and got to a position to be able to read for kids that were younger than me, that was when I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I really love this, and I loved it. And then it became my acting bug and all of the things that I kind of wanted to do outside of it, and I enjoy doing it. But
Mm-hmm.
when it was that same thing, like your son bringing you a book, and it's my niece saying Uncle Toy because I'm Uncle Toy,
Mm-hmm.
like reread it, and I'm just like in it. I'm in it with the characters, and it's very one
Mm-hmm.
fish, two fish, and I love doing that because I'm bringing a moment to life. My mother used to say to me, "If you're not reading a book and you don't visualize it, you're not reading a book." You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it takes you
Or
and
it's not a good book.
or it's not a good book, we should say.
Yeah.
And that was reading Rainbow for us. Remember, it was very much so. It'll take you anywhere, and it
Mm-hmm.
should. And I think that God willing, that's what my book should do. You know what I'm saying? It should. It's going to. My book will eventually touch on so much stuff that you can see the Easter eggs that are left throughout the whole book, and that's the goal that I'm trying to really convey with this. So that's going to be really really good. Oh, but
Well,
also the second person that I was going to say, so people ain't
uh-huh.
lost. Taraji P Henson. I understand
No.
that was a memoir, but Taraji speaks through her nose, and there's a
Oh,
lot. Like I love Taraji as an actress, but
yeah.
sometimes there's levels. Like I love Beyonce, love her
Hmm.
dance. I don't want Beyonce to act anymore. Okay, leave that to Blue Ivy. Okay, it's a thing.
Yeah. Bless
I,
her heart. Wait, it
but
was one. I did like Fighting Temptations, if that counts for anything.
no, that's
Okay, never mind.
fine.
Maybe it was
No,
the
but
soundtrack.
I would
The
say you
soundtrack
real
for
quick before
Fighting
we get out of here.
Temptation.
Look, the worst thing was this. I watched the Mufasa movie, right? And
Yes.
I was lost in the beginning before they left, where it was like Donald Glover and Beyonce as you
Mhm.
know, like Simba and Nala, and I was like, okay, this is weird. Once they were gone for however the duration of the movie was excellent. They came
Mhm.
back at the end for like 10, 15 seconds. I said, this is horrible. It literally took me out of the movie. And like I love Beyonce, but there's like this is again what happens when you're not personable with us. It's very much
Mhm.
so like I don't hear your voice. It is bad. Her child is in the middle of this movie. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Playing a whole nother little lion. Like
Yeah.
what they kind of did was they put Lion King 1.5 kind of together with like part two, and they kind of brought it all together into this Lion King. Very cute, very cutesy, very demure, all of the things. Blue Ivy is killing. There was inflection. I believed her as a kid, a little adventurous cub. She did the thing.
Mhm.
That's not her mama bag, and I want her to stop.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Listen, she's one of the greatest. And it's
to
hard for
ever
me
do
to
it.
say anything bad about Beyonce because
It
that's my
is,
girl.
but this is my one
I
thing.
tried
I'm
to
so sorry.
find a good movie for you though. I thought the Fighting Temptation she did all
No,
right in
man.
that.
No, man.
Okay, all
No,
right.
man.
What about
She whatever you're gonna say next, she was still Beyonce. Whatever you're gonna say next, she was still Beyonce. Obsession,
Okay, next
Beyonce.
topic.
Pink Panther, Beyonce. Gold member, Beyonce in the 70s. Like it
Okay.
just doesn't turn. And you know what? And here's the thing. Let me be clear so we all understand. It is not a hate Beyonce thing. You're also talking to a cinephile who loves
Mm,
movies, who loves theater,
yeah.
who loves that. So I think about it objectively, like I can see someone physically taking me out of the movie, and that's what her voice did in that moment.
I
I love her
understand.
dearly.
I get it.
Okay.
I get I
It's
can't
sad that we
believe
must do shit like this because people have such horrid fan bases that will come for you. Then they want to dox you and shit. I'm like, yo,
listen,
I'm not saying that. I think the two things can be true at the same goddamn time. You can be fabulous and on top, and then something just not be your bag. Bitch, I'm still
listen.
going out here to go get Sir David. I don't have no more hair no more, but if you want me to go get some goddamn sacred, I will.
Actually, Sacred might be good for the scalp. You want to put a little
And
shampoo?
I'm about to have to figure it out. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. And
Yeah.
not only that, that goddamn Sir David, I got a taste of it. It's smooth.
You did get
It
to
is.
try it. I
I got a
have
taste
not
of
tried
this.
it. I plan on trying that and Megan's because really I'm a tequila girl. I'll try
Yeah.
Sir Davis to try it, but I used to be on the dark. I don't know if you remember. The dark was my thing.
Who are you talking
But
to? Okay.
but
You know
being
me.
in Texas now, I have become a tequila girl. So I definitely want to try Megan's drink too,
Yeah.
because the bottle
And I
is very
also want to get Regina's wine, which is continuously sold out. Regina King.
really. What's it
Yes.
called?
It's called Me and You. It's dedicated to
Oh,
her son
okay.
that committed suicide.
That's right. I heard
Hmm.
about that. That's right.
Hmm. Can
That's
you tell
right.
I'm a pop culture guy? Because I got the shit on lock.
Listen, pop culture connoisseur. Like
Baby,
literally, you should go on like a pop culture like game show. You probably would win.
I would win.
And
I would
when
win
you
because
do
it's my
win,
thing.
break me off because I was the one that said you should go on there.
I'm trying to tell you what I tell you, like it is literally my thing, and especially if it's black pop culture.
Hmm.
Oh, please!
Yeah.
I love it because I'm always adjacent. I'm always adjacent to it, and it's
Hmm.
literally my thing. But I have
Yes. I
held
love.
you for long enough, and people are going to love that. How can my people find you and figure out where
Yeah.
you are and all the things?
Yes, y'all. You can follow me on Instagram at I'm underscore Queen Neffy. That's letter I, letter M underscore Queen Neffy. Also, look for me on YouTube. That's where I have all my podcasts and all the things. You can click that link in my bio from Instagram, or you can just look me up on YouTube. Neffy Raps, Queen Neffy. I'm gonna come up. It's been just a pleasure talking to you again, catching up. We
You know it.
like you said, we go way back. So it was
We
good to
do.
just kind of have this moment to tap back in with you and really just show people where I am now and what I'm doing now and just
Yeah. And I appreciate you
yeah,
for
so it
being
was
able to
good.
put and I also want to say before we leave, I appreciate you for being able to put your trust in me, and several times, even though we've done it throughout the years. But
Mhm,
this, especially in the beginning part of this interview where we talked about the mommy stuff, it can
mhm.
get heavy, it can get dark, and there's a
Yeah.
way to there's a specific way for me as a man to try to engage with it and not
Mhm,
overshift it to be like, oh, well, that's just, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to invalidate what you have going on. And
mhm.
so I am very humbled and appreciative that you were able to say, hey, I can trust Troy, I can trust Smoove with that and feel comfortable with it.
Exactly.
And that makes me happy as well.
Exactly. Always. You know how we do. You already know.
You already know, I
So
can't
no,
wait. I'm
it's
telling you, what's Drip Fest happening? It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna tell you in a minute what
mhm,
that means. But y'all stay
yes.
tuned for more. You already know what it is. It's your boy Young SMOOVE. You know what I'm saying? We might be right back. Don't know. We ain't putting this, but you figure it out. All right, y'all. Peace.
Alright, y'all. That's it. We done. We out of here. Hope y'all had a good time. Hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. We on to the next. So make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Cause y'all already know what it is. We is outside. And that's on period. Yo, thanks so much for all the laughs. But that's all, folks. That's all she wrote. And until next time, y'all already know what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna say.